All right, so we know Temecula is a great area. I know it, you know it, those ducks know it. What we don't know is how good and how bad. And in this video, I'm gonna be giving you the pros and the cons of living in Temecula, California. So let's get after it right now. So if this is your first time to this channel and you want to know everything that there is about living, eating, breathing, playing in Temecula, California, then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the car market here in Temecula, California. My name is Jonathan. We get calls, texts, emails every single day from people just like you looking to make their move, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're deciding to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule a Zoom down below so we can help you make that smooth move to Temecula, California. Now, if you haven't seen this area where I'm currently walking in and around about, it is the Harvesting community here in Temecula, California. And the reason I'm out in Harvesting is because I've explored all different types, popular area, very, very popular areas in Temecula, yet I have yet to show you what Harvesting community looks like. And it is one of the best communities here within the Harvesting community. Now, this is not about, hey, Harvesting community. I just want you to know, hey, this is a great area, amazing views, awesome pond, some friendly ducks, pools, and just jungle gyms, right? So just an awesome community. Now, a little bit about Temecula, if you haven't heard, Temecula does have a population of a little northward of 110,000 people and growing. Now, what is Temecula really known for? Well, I don't want to spill the beans up front, but I will say that we have some awesome indoor and outdoor activities to do within the location of Temecula that I will be talking about in our pros. So you definitely want to stay tuned for that. In and around the city of Temecula, let me just say, it's quite a bit of options. If you ever get a little, want to go do something elsewhere, you absolutely can. So let's not forget about that. Now, yes, we do have a mid-sized type of population. Temecula is growing. Awesome location of where this city is geographically located. Now, again, I don't want to spill the beans all up front because some of my pros do involve that. So this is what we're going to do, is we're going to jump into the pros, and I'm going to start off with your dessert, as I would like to say. So we're jumping into pro number 1. So pro number 1 of living in the Temecula, California area. All right, so it's going to be location. Now, what about the location that makes it so great to live here, Jonathan, right? You might be wondering. Well, let me just break it down to you. There is 5 major counties within the Southern California region. You can really say 6, but I'm going to say 5. And that consists of Los Angeles, San Diego, Orange County, San Bernardino, and what we're living in Temecula, California, Riverside County. Now, when you look at through a scope of a map of where Temecula, California is geographically located within the Southern California region, you can just, it clearly looks like if we're in the middle of all 5 counties, right? Now, I can say, hey, if I wanted to go to San Diego and have a grand old time in beautiful sunny San Diego, it can take me 45 minutes to an hour. Or maybe I wanted to have a grand old time in Orange County and probably go to the beach, Irvine Spectrum, all the amazing things that Orange County has to offer. Again, 45 minutes to an hour. Or possibly, maybe I want to go to LA, all right, and enjoy all the glamorous things that Los Angeles has to offer, going to City Walk or Hollywood Boulevard or the million other things that LA has going on. I can do that as well within an hour and a half. Now, if I wanted to go to San Bernardino for whatever reason, maybe go to Big Bear, enjoy the time up there, I absolutely can, again, within an hour drive. So if you're really thinking about the radius of where, Temecula, California is, and you ever, maybe get a little bored, of Temecula, California, you know that within a 2-hour drive, you can pretty much cover the radius of the Southern California region. And I'm gonna let you in a little secret. There's so much to do within Southern California. So that's why we're naming location as pro number 1 of living in Temecula, California. On to pro number 2. So the pro number 2 of living in Temecula, California, and that's going to be the wineries. The wineries that we have here are just spectacular, with over 40 different types of wineries in the area. Why wouldn't you want to move or relocate to this area? Now, you don't have to be 21 or over to go to the wineries. You have to be 21 and over to drink at the winery. So just a little fun fact for you. If you didn't know, now you definitely do. Now, it's a great area and a great location if you have children and you just want to enjoy a nice picnic or a nice great day out by the wineries. You absolutely can. It's such an amazing experience to be in the outdoors, to have that type of scenery, to enjoy the beautiful views of the mountain. Why wouldn't you want to do that? Whether you're deciding to go with family or friends, or hey, just go out and tour the beautiful wineries here in Temecula, California. It's just, outstanding. So astonishing is the word. That's the word I really want to say. So that's why we're naming the wineries as pro number 2. So here we are, pro number 3 of living in Temecula, California, and that is going to be the climate. Now, as you can see, I'm out here. It's a beautiful 73 degrees out here in Temecula, California. Now, Temecula, California has more of a Mediterranean style type of climate, which means we have, some warm summers and some nice winters. We don't get too hot, but we don't get too cold. It's kind of, you're getting the best of both worlds. Now, we're not getting beautiful sunny San Diego type of climate, but we're, definitely not too far off. So that's one of the great things of Temecula, California, is that we do have that Mediterranean style type of climate. Now, I'm not going to say, it's dang near perfect. It almost is. Now, I definitely do want to say, hey, full disclosure, there is, some of those days throughout the months that can get extremely hot during the summer months. And when I say extremely hot, I'm talking about a little bit over 95 degrees. So we're going to get a couple of days of that in Temecula, California. Now, other than that, majority of the time, the climate is spectacular. So that is pro number 3. On to pro number 4. So here we are, pro number 4 of living in Temecula, and that's going to be its shopping and dining, because why not? The shopping and dining in Temecula is spectacular because, again, like I mentioned, we have the Promenade Mall, we have the wineries, we have Old Town Temecula, where you can go to your little boutique stores and have a grand old time. And the dining, again, spectacular. So whether you want to go to one of the restaurants in and around the Promenade Mall area, or maybe go to the restaurants at the wineries, or maybe hit up Old Town, right? You absolutely can. And let's not forget about the amazing breweries that we have here in Temecula as well. So that's just kind of a great overview of like, hey, that without a doubt, shopping's not going to be an issue, food's not going to be an issue, and if you want to go and hang out with family and friends and have a good brewski, you absolutely can. So that is going to finish off pro number 4. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get into your veggies, and so let's jump into con number 1. So you might be thinking now, Jonathan, you're giving us so much good information. Is there really anything bad about Temecula, California? Well, yes, there is. And I definitely want to share that with you. So here's con number 1, and that is that it has heavy traffic. Now, the congestion of traffic here within the Temecula region has definitely grown within the, past couple of years in reality. Well, why is that? Because there's some cities nearby, neighboring Temecula, California, that are, also growing. And so you can kind of see that flow of traffic definitely passing through the city. So if you have to commute, just know that, if you're jumping on the I-15, you're gonna run into some traffic. And that's just a known. Now, also the congestion within the streets of Temecula starting to get a bit heavy. Now, one thing to always remember is that we are in California, and pretty much anywhere in California has traffic. So I just wanted full disclosure is pretty much anywhere you live in California has traffic. Some places a little bit worse than others, but that's why we're naming that as con number 1. Let's jump into con number 2. So con number 2 of living in Temecula, California, that's going to be its heavy population following that heavy traffic. So over the years, Temecula has definitely grown, and we're seeing it more and more. And so yes, things can get a little bit crowded at times here in the Temecula, California region. So if you're definitely looking to relocate to the Temecula area, just know it's starting to become heavily populated with people. And you know what people bring? They bring traffic, they bring cars, they bring all types of motor vehicles. So that's another thing to consider. Now, lastly, con number 3 is going to be, all right, so this is one that's unorthodox. What you've been waiting for. Con number 3 is that you get some horrible reception in Temecula. Now, I'm laughing as not really an inside joke, but I'm being dead serious. The reception in Temecula can get pretty bad because of the simple reason is where it's geographically located in the mountains surrounding it. So you definitely know that, hey, certain parts of Temecula just have really bad reception. Nobody talks about that, but definitely want to bring that up is that you will have some bad reception on your phone in certain areas of Temecula. So that's something to consider, right? Especially if you're a person that's always constantly on the phone, is you got to know you got to have a great cellular network. You got to know the spots to avoid. So that's going to finish off all the cons. Now what we're going to do is we're going to share a market recap of the current real estate market here in Temecula. So here we are, market recap of Temecula, California. Well, overall, Temecula is a great location. It's actually rated an A by niche.com. It's a great city. It's very safe, great schools, outdoor activities. You got the wineries, you got Pachango Resort Casino, you have the malls, you have Old Town, right? The location is amazing. And so that's one just big major plus. Now, you definitely have to consider the cons. Are you a fan of traffic? Because I know I'm not. However, I know I'm realistic and I live in California and I'm gonna have it no matter what. I'm sure no one's a fan of traffic, but if you can be a little bit more patient, I'm sure everyone gets over it. So that's also one big major factor there. Now, it is starting to get a little bit more heavy populated, like I mentioned. So that's another thing to consider. And hey, you know, cell reception is important depending on your job or skill type. You know, you have to have or be on call at all times. So that's another major factor that definitely plays into whether or not this is the right place for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching Living in South California.